What's happening, everybody? Jarhead here with the Hollow Point Gaming Team, bringing you episode number 2 of the How To Let's Play. Last episode, we went through and harvested all of the grain, put it in the silo, showed you guys how to get started doing that with the harvester over here. This episode, we are going to start doing some field prep, as well as some planting and some seeding. First things first, we do have to go to the shop. We're gonna need. We have a cultivator and we have a seeder over here, but we are going to need to go and make a purchase. So I'm gonna run to the shop real quick, and I'll be right with you. Alright, guys, we've made it over here to the over here to the shop. The first thing that we are going to need is a plow. So you'll find if you hit P on your keyboard, or if you're on controller, whatever gets you to the purchasables, you will find, go to the vehicles tab, scroll down to the soil conservation. You're going to want to kind of follow this in order. Um, you want to plow, you want to cultivate, and then you want to seed. Plow, cultivate, seed. Plow, cultivate, seed. Unless you're using any of the other stuff like the disc harrows, the power harrows, subsoilers, mulchers, spaders, stone pickers. We have stones turned off, so we do not need any of that. For the first mod that I am using on this playthrough, I am using the Lizard Subsoiler MT and the Lizard SM72 and 82. I do not even want to begin to even try to use the diagonal plows. Just get this. Just get this. Um, I opted to go ahead and go for the 12 meter working width, requiring requiring 340 horsepower, running at 11 miles an hour. Leased it. Total price is $21,000, but we did lease it because we are in the beginning stages of what we are going to be doing. The next thing that I am going to go ahead and purchase, I seen this baler. I seen this baler the other day, and it the does the square bills. I'm seriously considering this. If it wasn't 76,000, I mean, I get it. I get it at 63% off. But, you know, if I go, let's go to Grassland, or is it Baylor? Yeah, Baylor's okay. Square bales. So I think that was the mod. Or no, it wasn't the mod. It was this one. It'd be 208,000 for that. 208,000. So pick and choose. Pick and choose. If it's not a good deal, and you want to look at, I thought there was a condition. The more off it is, the more percentage off it is, the worse condition that it's going to be. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind whenever you're getting set up. I do want to get a fertilizer spreader. I'll go with the small one. I can swing that. I can swing a purchase on that at least. That's 14 meters working with. I will actually go ahead and purchase that instead of leasing it. That'll save me time in the long run. And I believe that I should be... No, I've got to wait on the front of this tractor. Okay, we'll have to come back and pick that up. And we'll probably go ahead and put down a silo over at the farm. So I'm gonna run this plow back over there, and then we'll get started. All right, so we've got all the equipment that we needed back at the farm for the time being. We've hired some workers just to go ahead and kind of speed this process up. I have this worker doing the plowing right now. Over here, I am doing the cultivation. The worker has already came through and plowed this field for me. So I'm going to go ahead and come behind and get this field all kinds of cultivated. Again, the steps are plowing, cultivating, seeding. And if you're doing any of the real time or trying to keep it as realistic as possible, there is multiple other steps that you're going to have to perform. Whether you're going to have to spread lime, or you're going to have to do some stone picking in the field, or um, spraying herbicides to get rid of the weeds and whatnot like that. For the time being, we are not using any of that on this playthrough. Again, if you need to check any of that information, all you have to do is walk into the field, and it will tell you bottom right on the field info. It will also tell you here on the growth, soil composition, fertilized, needs plowing, needs rolled, mulch, watered. Um, any of the growth, you can check whether or not it's been plowed, cultivated, seed bedded, um, ready to harvest, harvested, um, remove foliage, or it's withered. We also do not have withered. That means your plants have set too, or your crop has set too long and it has died. So if you're not interested in any of that, just make sure to keep that turned off. But I'm going to go ahead and finish getting this field cultivated, and then I'll show you guys the different. Actually, you can see the difference pretty good in the growth. This field over here is yet to be worked. It is in the harvested. This field over here is being plowed. The worker is as he goes along. You'll have to refresh the map, but you can see that the field is being plowed. And then here in the center, this field has already been cultivated. This field was cultivated when we got this. Um, so that means it is seedbed. It is ready to be planted. I'm going to go ahead and finish off number 5. We'll do number 3 and do number 2, and then I'll be right back with you guys to do the planting and fertilization. Okay, so while I've got that worker over there doing the cultivating, we finished this field up on plowing, send another worker down there to the other field to go ahead and start plowing there. Um, I went ahead and made a purchase. Got the John Deere 6R medium tractor. This is going to be our primary tractor for quite a while, until we do some upgrading and whatnot like that. So if you feel like you need the power, go ahead and do the upgrade. Just go ahead and do the upgrade, run off the rib, save yourself the headache because you're going to need the horsepower. Um, but we're going to do some seeding. I'm going to turn these two fields, both field 4 and I think this is, okay, 4 and 5. I'm going to see both of these in grass. And then 3 and 2, we're going to do something. I think we're going to do wheat on both of those fields. That way we can still get the straw. But yeah, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hook up to your seeder. You'll press Y on it's Y on keyboard to select your seed, and you can see as you're pressing, it'll change on the top left and bottom right to whatever you want. Turn the seeder on with B. Make sure you're on your line, and then let's cruise control roll. Let the cruise control roll. We don't actually do any work around here. We just let the AI and the computer do everything. So steering assist is our friend. But I'm gonna finish up. I'm gonna finish seeding this field, and then we'll move that cultivator over here, and we'll get all these two fields seeded, and then we'll do those two in wheat, and then I'll be right back with it. Okay. So now we've got this field done. We've got it seeded. I've sent the tractor over there with the seeder just to go ahead and start doing that one while we're finishing up everything else. But now we're going to take more of a look at the field info. We are going to be working on our yield bonus as well as the fertilization and what the field needs after it has been planted. So the first thing you're going to look at is, yes, the field has been planted. It is growing. You can see that the other worker is planting the grass on the other side. Um, it needs rolled. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to come into your vehicles again. You're not going to look at the soil cultivation. You're going to look at the yield improvements. This is the same place we looked for the fertilizer spreader, but you're going to look here in the rollers currently in the game without mods. These work just fine. This one is the one we went with. 12.3 meter working with. 46,000. We went ahead and leased it. This one does just fine. You don't have to have the crossboard. This does just fine for what you're needing to do. Same way with the brand. This one is 27.7 meter working with. This thing is an absolute beast. But the price is definitely up there as well. So go ahead and snag yourself the Vetterstadt. Then we'll get rolling. So I did also go ahead and lease another one of the 6Rs because we are going to be doing it's going to be a continuation of there's a lot of things that's going to be moving here and there. Go ahead and fold that roller out. But we're going to need the horsepower. We're going to need a tractor over there, at least 2 tractors, at least. Again, you can turn on your steering width or your steering control, and then you will see you won't see much of a change. It's more texture than anything. But you can see a pretty good difference that like that side is cultivated over there on that field. That side is getting cultivated, so it's more lighter. And then when it gets seeded, it's a little bit more darker. And then whenever you come behind and you roll it again, it's changing it ever so slightly. So it's a little bit of a color change, a little bit of a texture thing. It just makes it feel to me, it's not like, to me it makes it feel a little bit more realistic. The ground isn't going to be like changing colors to like, oh, I cultivated, so it's a really light brown, and then oh, I've planted, now it's an extremely dark brown. You know, makes it gives it a nicer feel to it, because that would not happen in real life. That would not happen in real life. So we're going to go ahead and get this one rolled up. That one's getting cultivated. Once that's cultivated, we'll send the seeder over there, and then we'll roll this one. And these will be the only 2 fields that we do. This one and the one that's getting planted right now are the only 2 fields that are going to be getting done in grass. And then we'll be doing wheat on the other 2 down there. So we'll get these rolled up, and I'll be right back with it. Okay, so real quick, while we are finishing up a couple things, I did want to show off just a little bit of a combination that you can make early game to save yourself so much time. This is going to be the horse cultivator. I did go ahead and put down a seed silo over here so we don't have to make so many trips back and forth. But what you're going to do, you can go into your medium tractors or whatever tractor you just want to make sure that your tractor has a 3-point attacher. Doesn't matter if it has the front loader or not. you definitely want to make sure that it has the 3-point attacher. You're going to want to go into the cultivators. Again, this will work with any of the horse. So you could do, this one is the shallow, and this one is the normal cultivator, just a little bit bigger, working with, I went with the 6L. On the equipment, you don't have to change anything if you don't want it. But you can put on a seeder unit. You can put all different kinds of things on the rear. To my knowledge, this is just cosmetic. You will still have to do your rolling and everything after your plant. It's just how you want the cultivator to look. And then you will turn around and you will pair that in the seeding. You have your seeders, your planters, and you'll have, like, I think this is the one we have. Yeah, this is the one we have. So it's a seeder and it has the attached tank. So this is just a seeding unit. All of these down through here are just seeding units. But you will pair the horse. These are planters. You'll pair the cultivator with a seed tank, the horse seed tank. Again, you will need the 3-point attachment. Holds 1,600 liters. But yeah, you can go in, fill it up, and then you will be able to cultivate and plant at the same time. So just to show that off, we have already set the grass to grass, or we've already set the seed to grass. Let's stop this tractor real quick. I'm going to drop this trailer. I'm actually going to pick this up real quick. No, I'm not. I'm going to do that. Pull this tractor over here to the side just real quick. Let it do its save, because we haven't done that in a minute. Alright, so we'll sell this. That'll make us back 11,000. And the only thing you will have to do, you do not have to turn on a seeder, but you do have to turn on the cultivator. I am unfolded. Why is it not doing? Okay, unfold. Okay. There we go. For some reason it wouldn't let me. And you can lift. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so see, it did do it. We'll change the seed top real quick. So I can turn my cultivator off. Turn the cultivator off. I can change to wheat, barley, oat, canola, long grain rice, oilseed radish, grass, peas, spinach. We are going to go with wheat. So this field and this field has both been done with grass. I have already rolled this field, but just to show it off, this field has been cultivated. I stopped right here. And then this field down here has been plowed. So just to show it off, this field has been planted or plowed. It would need cultivated. So Just doing that with the cultivator seeder setup. Change to my growth top, or my soil composition needs rolled. But if I hop out, it'll say it is growing. Wheat needs rolled, 0% fertilized. So I'm gonna turn this back on. I'm gonna get it set up on the worker, and then we'll take the roller over and get the roller going, and then we'll get that field down there done. And then we'll do some fertilization. So again, you're gonna hold H. Headland, start with headlands, up, down, doesn't matter. AI worker, okay. Hit H again. He'll do his lineup, or she. Sorry, madam. Do the lineup, and then they'll get going. And I did sell off the little tractor, as well as the yellow tractor. Went ahead and got 3 of these. For time purposes, while we're making the videos and whatnot. If you do not want to purchase the tractors, you can lease them. If you don't want to mess with all 3 of the tractors, don't. So again, this is showing the needs rolled. Go ahead to unfold the roller one more again. And don't be scared that, like, if you don't have crop destruction on. So just because I've already planned and whatnot on this field, it's not going to do anything if I run it over with something else. Don't worry about that. All right, we'll get that going. Seeder over here is going. We're good to go. All right, we'll let that finish. I'll be right back with you. So, lastly, while we're still doing the rolling, the planting, we're finishing rolling over here. We'll finish seeding over here. We'll do the other field off camera, but right now we're gonna finish up what yield bonus we can get. We're gonna do a base level fertilization. So we have purchased the RZK 300, just the small fertilization. Again, you want to look in yield improvements. You can do any of the sprayers. This will be your liquid. You can do manure spreaders if you're doing cattle, or any of the other livestock. Fertilization, slurry, again, slurry with the livestock. Weeders we're not worried about, and then your consumables is all of the big bags to get you your lime, solid fertilizer, but that's why we went ahead and put the silo down. So again, fertilizers, the RZK 300H, $2,000. We purchased this. We'll hold 300 liters of fertilizer. It again is solid fertilizer, but all you're gonna do is get on your line, and then just start spreading the fertilizer. So real quick, we'll show we have a yield bonus of 75% and a fertilization of 50. So now what we're going to do to get the 100% yield bonus is another layer of fertilization. But we cannot spread fertilize on top of fertilize. You have to wait. So we'll skip a month, or I won't skip a month right now. But what'll end up happening is after the first month, whenever you get the first stage of growth, whenever your crop actually starts sprouting from the ground, you will then hook up to your fertilizer again, and run back over it one more time, and that'll give you your 100% yield bonus, 100% fertilization, and you'll be good to go until it's harvest time. So we're gonna finish this up. If I missed anything or anything you guys want to see, feel free to leave a comment. I can do my best to show about anything. Again, I'm trying to make the videos just to help, to have fun, to help. If anybody sees anything that can be improved or anything like that, please let me know. Um, Again, I'm here trying to do what I can. So anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody for coming and hanging out with me. If you learned something, please leave a like. Let me know how I did on the video. It really does mean a lot. It helps me keep going on the videos. Again, if there's anything you'd like to see, just let me know.